This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. Again, I want to give a verbal spoiler warning since this is the second to last episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, and will warn you there are spoilers. Mayfeld is freed from prison by Cara Dune, where he joins the crew. Mayfeld is asked to find the location of Moff Gideon, where he leads a group to Morak, where an old Imperial base is. To infiltrate the base, Djarin is forced to wear Imperial armor and enters a juggernaut transporting Rhydonium. On his way to the base, the transport is attacked by pirates that want to blow up the Rhydonium that would also blow up the transport. Djarin is able to fight off most of them and is eventually rescued by the Imperials, who still think he's a transport pilot. Entering the base, they go to find the terminal. Mayfeld recognizes his old commander, Valen Hess, and doesn't want to go in since he's afraid he will be recognized, and Djarin is forced to continue on. Djarin goes to the terminal, where he must make a decision to either follow the Mandalorian code or rescue Grogu, since the terminal requires a face scan. Djarin quickly makes his decision and removes his helmet, showing his face for the first time with living people around since he was a kid. Before he could leave, Djarin is confronted by Hess, who wants to know everything about Djarin and what his operating number is. Djarin doesn't know what to say and is saved by Mayfeld, who makes up a lie about him. Vess does not remember Mayfeld and continues on to take them to get a drink for being the only successful pilots to return. During the drink, both Mayfeld and Hess talk about the Empire and its different strategies and methods throughout the war. Getting a little irritated with us, Mayfeld pulls out a blaster, shoots him, kills him, and the two are forced to escape. Before they leave, Mayfeld tells Djarin that he did not see him without his mask on, as Djarin puts the helmet back on, and Cara Dune and Fennec Shand cover their escape as they get into the Slave One. With a single shot of a sniper rifle, Mayfeld is able to blow up the entire Imperial base by hitting a Rhydonium canister. They enter into Slave One, which is followed by two TIE fighters that Boba Fett easily destroys with a seismic charge. After they landed to pick up Cara and Fennec, Djarin goes to Cara and Mayfeld, where Cara explains how it's a real shame that Mayfeld died in the base explosion. Mayfeld thanks them and goes on his way, and the rest of the crew continues on to go save Grogu. Finally, Djarin contacts Moff Gideon. Djarin gives the same speech that Moff Gideon gave last season, promising that he will get the child back. This was an amazing episode of The Mandalorian. I want to say it's my favorite of the season, but I feel like it was good enough to push Season 2 to be slightly better than Season 1, which is one of the few reactions that I definitely had from the episode that I want to talk about. One of the things I love the most is Boba Fett's repainted armor, and I can't wait to get some new action figure based off of that since it looks so nice. I also did find it interesting that Din Djarin did remove his helmet in this episode, but the one thing I was confused by is why he didn't put it back on after he did the face scan, since he didn't need to have it off anymore. He still had it in his hand and could have just put it back on. There was also other ways around it. Mayfeld could have went back into the Juggernaut and got his helmet on, gone over to the station, scanned his face, and then they could have left. The only other thing that I felt weird about the episode, not exactly a complaint, is the entire part where fighting to have the Juggernaut felt more like a video game mission than something that should be in an episode of Mandalorian. But that was very minor, and I still enjoyed that scene. There's a few things I love about Mayfeld. One is the fact that my prediction last week was right, that Mayfeld will be only released from prison on some kind of deal with Cara Dune, and it would not be a Prison Break episode. The main reason I felt like that was because I didn't think they were going to have 2 Prison Break episodes within 2 seasons, especially with there being 16 episodes between both seasons. Sure, if it was a normal TV show that had like 22 episodes, the only reason justified between a show that is 22 versus 8 episodes is because they have a lot more time and time for filler stories and stuff like that. So it'd be fine if they repeat some storylines, but with 16 episodes total for 2 seasons, it definitely helps when you don't have repeat storylines. I was also right about Cara Dune being recruited. I think that the 3 most likely characters to appear that we've already seen in the show are Cobb Vanth, Bo-Katan, and potentially Ahsoka, especially more now since her show has been announced, and is going to be used to help bring her into her new show. Here's an extremely dark and extremely unlikely theory for the next episode. It is that Din Djarin will go with his crew to break through all of these defenses of Moff Gideon, and Moff Gideon will have already killed off Grogu to get his blood and stuff. But I don't think that's going to happen since Grogu's lesser child is a giant cash cow for Disney, and they would not want him to be killed off. I feel like last season's episode where Djarin threatens Moff Gideon is both an awesome scene and is kind of dumb. It's of course awesome because I think it's a great callback to season 1. Also kind of dumb since now Moff Gideon knows to expect Djarin to be attacking him very soon. But it also could be that he thinks that Djarin has no way of finding him, and just doing this as an empty threat to him. This could just be through a generic Imperial frequency that is not really used anymore because it's widely known. One of my favorite references in here is when Mayfeld is able to take out everything with one shot, which calls back to season 1 episode 6, where he says that he's not a bad shot just because he worked for the Empire and he's not a stormtrooper, which we can see that is true since he was able to blow up an entire base with one shot. I don't know what it is, but I feel like no major characters will die next episode, especially because we lost 2 in the season 1 finale, and I just have a feeling that no one important is going to die. But I think on the end of next episode, I don't know how it's going to happen, but Moff Gideon will be severely injured and on the brink of death. He will then use some of the blood from Grogu to try to give himself force powers and save himself and infuse himself with Dark Trooper armor and sort of become the Darth Vader of the series, where he will be more intimidating and stuff, but he will not be as overpowered as Vader. He may get the Force abilities, he may not. I think it'd be a cool scene to end off the season with Moff Gideon breaking off of the bed where they're doing surgery on him, just like Vader did in episode 3. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories, and may the Force be with you.